Hello, I'm horror cartoonist Dennis St. John. I draw monsters and write twisted tales. As you can imagine, I was a little obsessed with Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Lucky for me, so were most of my high school friends, all except one friend who stubbornly refused to join the Scoobies. So here we are, 20-some-odd years later. I'm teaming up with Doc Travis, John Teach Landis, and maybe a special guest or two, and we're going to make our friend Michael Poley watch one episode of Buffy a week until he's no longer the Buffy Virgin. Hey everyone, welcome to Season 3 Review. We're here to, we've finished the third season, and now we just want to take an episode to reflect on it and answer some big questions, like who's your favorite monster? And what's your favorite alternative universe theory? So I'm your host as usual, Dennis St. John, and now I'm going to have everybody else introduce themselves so you can recognize their voice.
Hi, I'm another male voice. My name's Michael. I'm the Virgin. I've seen only all of Buffy up to the end of Season 3, which is relevant because I'm going to make predictions about what should happen in Season 4 based on my complete lack of knowledge of what happens next.
I'm an even maler voice. My name's John, and I've been doing the podcast now since the first episode.
I'm adult male, parenthesis, number 4, comma, heavyset, and parenthesis, and my name's Travis in the script. And I love Buffy.
All right, now you know us. And now you'll find out what we think about Buffy Season 3. So we have a series of questions that we're going to ask each other. And these were all written by male voice number 4.
Get it right. There's only 4 male voices.
I can't tell you guys apart. I'm sorry. So we're going to start with question 1. Was list your 2 favorite episodes and why. Who wants to start?
Virgin.
Okay, sure. Yeah, so my 2 favorite episodes from Season 3, I actually really enjoyed Earshot as my top episode because I felt like it was the most demented and strange, right? So that's the episode with the school shooter problem. And for obvious reasons, maybe, like it had a really emotionally resonant, connection with me when I watched that episode. So, and it felt, it was just like an interesting time travel trip for me. So I really loved Earshot. Thought it was fantastic. I even liked the monster, which gave Buffy these empathy powers to hear other things, like what everyone was thinking. I thought it was awesome. My other second favorite episode, I guess the top 2, was Helpless, which I thought was fantastic because it really broke the show by showing a weird and terrible Giles. I didn't like it at the time. I was confused about it because it was introducing the Watcher Council and totally fucked up my predictions because I assumed the Watcher Council was going to be the big bad in Season 3 for a little while based on that episode, which turned out to be a one-off. I'll get into the fan theories about, that's another later question. But I felt like that episode was so interesting. And these are 2 episodes that I would watch again because they were so interesting and weird and I would want other people to watch them and get their opinion on. Yeah, so Helpless, Earshot were my 2 favorite. Does anybody have more questions about why? But probably not.
No, I think that's interesting. You chose 2 kind of dark episodes for the world. Earshot is definitely in my number 1, but Doppelgangland was my number 2.
Yeah, if I were to keep going, down the list, it would be then Bad Girls. I love that one because it's the Faith Buffy as friends before Faith's arc really kicks off in a different direction. Lover's Walk because it ends the bullshit between Xander and Willow. Revelations because it ends the bullshit with Buffy and Angel being in secret.
Hey! You're running through all the episodes,
okay,
brother.
I'll stop. Those are anyway. Top 2.
I have a bunch of runner-ups. Also, I want to. It's interesting because they're very different than yours.
It's interesting you chose such one-shot episodes. I think because I think if you surveyed fans, I think a lot of fans would say that this season has one of the best arcs of all the seasons. Certainly. Compared to 1 and 2, they certainly do. So it's interesting to me that you chose one-shot episodes in Season 3.
I think those, there's a difference between arcs and episodes, and I think the one-offs stand the test of time a little better when you're reflecting on them.
Yeah.
Travis and John, you guys got to answer.
So for me, my 2 favorites were Lover's Walk, episode 8. And the main reason why I love this is because it's the last episode where the Scooby Gang includes everyone, including Cordelia. And after this, Cordelia's out of the Scooby Gang. She's not really part of Buffy season 3. This leads into, Cordelia's character as she goes down, the rest of the series. And I think up until this point, it was like a culmination where we were at. The Scooby Gang had formed all their friendships, and the Lovers Walk breaks so many of those friendships. And then, it's funny. They actually put Cordelia in real big danger, and then they walk it back. They have the funny funeral scene at the end. Basically, everything changes after this episode for like the whole series. That's why I love that one. And I'm sad to see it go because it was kind of this idyllic Buffy. And when you think about Buffy as a show, it's a lot of people think of the high school, seasons. And this is the last episode where it is the typical happy high school kind of episode. Then my second favorite episode was Helpless. And this is an episode that I didn't really like when I watched the show originally.
Great choice.
And the reason Helpless I like so much is because it's so, in retrospect, when I was a kid and I watched this, it breezed over me. Basically Buffy forgives Giles at the end of the show. Okay, so when you're a kid, you watch that, something bad happens, somebody forgets someone. It's kind of okay, but then when you watch it in retrospect, it is a terrible thing that happens. That this episode highlights this idea that Giles can really betray Buffy the way he does, assault her, and it's really sad. And it's sort of like, hey, how does the patriarchy get reinforced year after time and time again? It's like, oh, a male writer wrote this episode directed by a male director, and then this male assaults this young woman, and then she says, oh, that's fine, Giles, he got fired, but he's still going to be my watcher. That makes no sense. And at the end of the day, 20 years later, the way this episode ends makes no sense, and it should never have made sense even at the time. So I like it because it totally breaks Buffy for me in a good way. And I this Giles character who I used to like so much, I don't like this Giles character anymore, not even in these extra episodes. And I wish that he died at the end of season 3, but I'm getting ahead of myself.
Whoa.
So Giles never redeems himself to you?
Never.
Wow, man.
Wow. You wish Giles died.
At the end of season 3, yeah.
I agree with you that he should not have the easy comeback that the show wants him to have after Helpless, but I don't know if I want him dead.
Yeah. Well, I'll get into my fan fiction later.
Wow.
John?
Okay, I didn't take this as seriously as the rest of you, obviously, because my favorite episode was Band Candy. It's a crowd pleaser. I love so much, and I think I said similar things when we did Band Candy, but I love that the show has established its characters so well that it can have fun with not doing the characters, that it can play characters against type and have them be opposites, and we can have fun out of that. And Ethan Rayne. It's got Ethan Rayne in it. There's like I don't want more out of a Buffy episode than some Ethan Rayne. And then my number 2 was actually Graduation Day. I know we just watched it, so I might have chosen it because it was fresh in my mind. But
which part?
I didn't. I counted them as one. Okay. I kind of, because I think when I watched it, I was surprised at what a satisfying conclusion it was. I think doing a wrap up, whether it's a season or a whole show, is a really hard thing to do. Either things are too pat or they're not pat enough, and you're left with too many questions. I feel like Graduation Day wraps up the threads that it needs to wrap up just enough, but leaves enough open. And I was really surprised when I watched Graduation Day, this watch through, just how satisfying it was that just everything kind of came together in the end.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's kind of like an ultimate finale for the first part of this show, which we'll get more into in themes and stuff, but like if the central metaphor of the beginning of the show is high school is hell, like blowing up that high school in a fireball is like the perfect way to send this part of the show off. I'm interested. Nobody chose the Zeppo, which was a really funny episode.
Yeah, I almost specifically didn't choose the Zeppo because I thought one of you guys would.
My runners-up were the Zeppo, Bad Girls, Band Candy, Graduation Day, and then just kept going because I was like, there's so many good. So I was like, choices, The Wish, Prom. Oh, I can't believe I didn't put The Wish earlier. Damn it. There's so many good episodes this season. Anybody else have any that we didn't mention?
What were your top 2, Dennis?
Oh, Doppelgangland and Earshot.
Okay.
Yeah, Doppelgangland is so amazing. All right, and now list your 2 least favorite episodes and why. Travis, why don't we begin with you this time?
Okay, I'll be briefer. So Dead Man's Party, and mostly just because I don't like the way the characters treat Buffy after she comes back from LA. I just really couldn't get over that. That just didn't strike me as right. So and then Beauty and the Beast, and I know it sounds like I'm hating on the early episodes, but
Those are my exact two.
it's basically so what I like to say. You know, I like it how I like vanilla cake, but it's got no spice.
Which one's Dead Man's Party again?
It's
Zombies. They eat Pat.
Yeah.
Or Pat becomes the monster zombie or whatever.
I agree.
Yeah.
This is amazing, Travis. Those were my least two favorite episodes also. And the thing is, neither of them are really bad episodes. It's just that they don't.
They're just season 1, season 2 Buffy.
Yeah.
Like they belong in the other season.
They don't have that flavor that season 3 has. And it just feels like it's like you're padding time until like the fun shit happens.
Mike, what about you?
Oh, so Graduation Part 1, because
Whoa.
I feel like they pull punches and extend out needlessly this graduation story. I know. I do like parts of Graduation Part 1. I like the Faith versus Buffy thing that happens, but they don't kill Faith. They don't kill Angel, and they kill an old man for no reason. And like it's just like it's the first part is so there's some satisfaction in the Angel eating Buffy or drinking from Buffy, but like the how they get there is so convoluted that like I found myself really frustrated that they didn't like make a decision to kill Faith, and that instead they did this other thing that they could have done immediately, just offered Buffy to like she wanted to offer herself immediately anyway, and then it's like, oh well, I'll kill Faith instead, and then we have this really justified fight that then doesn't go anywhere. So that made me so mad. So
I agree. When I was watching it, I thought like, wow, character in a coma is like such a cliche of a cop out for a show. Like, it's so soap opera.
And then another two I hate, least favorite. Not hate is not right. Least favorite is Amends, because it's garbage and Angel's not going to kill himself for what he's going to kill himself. Snow at the end, the trip through memory lane and this Christmas Carol-like story, that made me feel crazy. Because it's not enough information about his backstory to tell you anything meaningful. It's just that Angel was a bad person. Now he's not, maybe. And then it introduces the first evil, which is this very unsatisfying, strange cult that's beneath a Christmas tree farm. It's just like, it's a weird, bad episode. So those are my two.
All right. John?
My worst episode was Amends, also, because basically there's too much Angel. And I've basically decided I don't like...
This is too much, John. This is too
I just have basically decided I don't like Angel until like on Angel, I think the character gains some depth and has some layers, and they have more fun with it. But in Buffy, I feel like Angel really drags on screen, and so too much Angel in that episode is too Angel focused. And then also, I think the first evil is a dumb idea for a villain. I think the idea of it's evil, no, the first evil. It's just like, you might as well just make it the devil. Like, let's just have Satan. Like, it feels uncreative.
I actually have him listed later for the bonus question that John asked, the like CG monster question. I gave a list of bad CG monsters. All right, most changed / developed character. John, why don't you go first?
My most changed developed character is Giles, because he starts off the season as, kind of stuffy watcher man. And we get a lot of weird things out of Giles this season. We get evil Giles in Helpless, which I think we all agree is really weird. I guess we already had the notion of Ripper as in the background, but we kind of get to see Ripper when in Band Candy, and you get to see him have a sexuality in Band Candy, which is a whole new thing for him to have. And by the end, kind of Wesley has come on. Once Wesley comes on the screen, I think that frees up Giles, that Wesley has the like stuffy guy shit on lockdown, and like Giles can kind of back off a little bit. And I feel like he's letting go of control a lot by the end, which I think is kind of cool.
By the Watchers Council.
my most changed or developed character is Willow, because she goes from casting sort of basic spells to kind of throwing a Hail Mary at the end of season 2. And this season, she becomes this powerful, this much more confident witch, this powerful witch. She's working some magics. She's becoming independent, getting out of her shell. Doesn't quite take orders from Buffy all the time. She develops a relationship with Oz. There's that whole infidelity situation that is really tough to see again and again. But she's my most changed character.
I thought you were going to pick, for mine, I picked Faith. She was the most changed character. Basically, after Bad Girls, I mean, you just can't move farther away from, where she starts, right? I think that, she's kind of like morally, she's got some ambivalence about like, what she kills and what she has sex with, whatever. And that's like kind of, weird. But then she takes a definite decision in a different direction. And the show kind of supports that direction. So that like when there's that Buffy Faith fight in Graduation, it's like totally earned and totally like they're on opposite sides. And I really like that fight, even though I didn't like that episode. I just didn't like how it ended. But I thought she was the most changed. And like she's already an interesting dark character like in the series. So that's fun.
I actually chose both Faith and Willow, so I feel like I don't have to talk now. I do. I'm going to talk more about Faith when we get to the monsters as theme. But yeah, best actor and best actress. And I will start this one. I say Allison Hannigan in Doppelgangland, best actress. And then best actor was a little hard for me because it's either Harry Groener as the mayor or Seth Green as the best boyfriend in the world. It's really a tough call for me. Anyone else?
I also had Allison Hannigan for Evil Willow as best actress. Just fun. My best actor, not a subtle performance, but a memorable one, is Jeff Kober as Zachary Kralik in Helpless. He's the serial killer vampire. He's just so over the top and amazing with his whole like rubbing the cross on himself for like weird sexual pain gratification. That was great.
Do you think when the cross burns into a vampire that then creates the image of a cross, does that then continue to burn?
Oh, that's wow! I never thought of that. Yeah.
Well, when we talk about him as moments, this is really tough because like there's so many awesome, weird angel moments. He's like both the best and worst actor in season 3.
Second best.
And like, but in terms of moments, like Slayerfist 98 with Trick setting up the insanity of all these people going after to kill Cordelia and Buffy is awesome. But yeah, my favorite best actor is definitely Angel, who's for just those three main moments. The moment wherein he saves Xander in Zeppo, when in Bad Girls, when like the weird bathtub monster is talking about his amulet. And then Angel shows up, and then obviously the world's second best actor. But man, he's the worst at being in a relationship. He's the worst at being in hell. He's the worst
He's pretty good at being in hell.
I think his physical comedy has improved this season, though.
He's just the most fun character to just throw into a scene. You just like can throw Angel in the scene. You're like, where is Angel right now? Let's get him in here. He can show up. He's watching everything as long as it's nighttime.
My favorite best actor I said was the mayor, with honorable mention for Trick, and best actress Faith.
Interesting.
Season 3 is really Faith's time to shine. So that's why I chose her as best actress rather than most changed, because she's so new. It was like everything was just constantly in change, in flux.
All right, why don't we move to best monster? I actually split mine into best makeup and best character. Because I feel like they're pretty separate, at least on this show. I'll go first. Sorry. So, best monster makeup I give to the tentacle monster from The Wish, who only shows up in one scene and is immediately murdered, but is a great monster job. The runners up though are Scabby Demon from Earshot, Balthazar from Bad Girls, and in a surprise twist, Leatherface / football head from Anne. I thought he was a good looking demon. And then best monster character, I give with reluctance to Faith.
Oh.
After the decision, she is indeed a monster. And then Vampire Willow, the mayor, and runner-up is Anya.
Well, I chose for my best monster, I picked the craziest and hardest to explain monster, which is Gingerbread Monster, which is 2 dead kids or whatever that is my favorite crazy monster. That is impossible to impart in an explanation easily to someone.
Yeah, I never actually is just Hansel and Gretel. Doesn't get like another monster name. which is weird.
But my second choice was Faith after that one. Just best monster. Of course, that's because of the prediction kind of BS that blew up a few weeks ago.
My best monster, I chose the zombies from the Zeppo because they actually have a significant effect on the plot of that episode because only one character, Xander, interacts with them. And so it's like a Xander exclusive monster. And it leads to him having more confidence, sleeping with Faith, which is super misguided, but happens. And I can't think of any other monster that's just so singular with interacting with one character other than the Master and Buffy. But that was like mini episodes. It was epic. So the zombies.
Interesting choice.
My favorite monster said the question said we could use whatever criteria we would like. So I chose the criteria of unsettling sexiness, and so I chose Vampire Willow.
Nice. And this is a very Travis question. Best set / lighting.
I'll go. I'll take it off because y'all are going to feel very sheepish. So the episode Amends. 38 minutes into the episode, Buffy and Angel are arguing at the top of the hill. It's shot at just a daylight, so it's still kind of dark out. Just the way the cinematography is on that scene, it's very windy. It's just those two characters. There's nothing in the background. It's just darkness. It's very cinematic, and to me, just really emblematic of like season 3 condensed. Buffy and Angel are arguing about love. Not a lot's making sense, but it's them. That's their characters, and it's just shot really beautifully. Like I always will see those. You can just see it in your mind. You can just replay those scenes over and over again. Very cool. My runner up to that is actually in Faith, Hope, and Trick, about 38 minutes, 37 seconds.
You really like that 38-minute mark.
Apparently it's a sweet spot. Sorry guys. Yeah, 38, 37. Well, this is so people that watch it can go see what I'm talking about. So that I'm not super crazy, just like he's just regular crazy. So Buffy, this is Faith, Hope, and Trick, episode 3. Buffy's in the library with Giles and Willow. And then she's basically explained to them that she killed Angel. He had a soul. And it just, again, it's more of this, the lighting is perfect. Like the way that Sarah Michelle Gellar's lit in that scene is just iconic for what I would say season 3 would be. Just how she looks in season 3, because this goes on for 7 seasons. She gets older, all the characters do, but like this moment in time, it's just so iconic, and just the way that she's lit. And she's talking, of course, about Buffy and Angel, kind of what it had been up to. The series had been about up to this point, and this kind of just this very star-crossed lover stuff of she killed him when he had a soul, and it's very bittersweet. But to me, just totally iconic.
I do want to. I put the library high on my list because this is the last season with the library. So R.I.P. library. Got to appreciate it while it's there. I also gave the butcher shop a shout out.
Oh yeah.
And Faith's shitty motel room just for the punching column.
That was mine. Faith's hotel room. Faith's hotel room is great because it's discussed overtly in the dialogue, but it's a complete expression of her character, right? It's like a space that is her, and it's a nice and not too subtle, but it's a nice symbol of her isolation and how everybody else has kind of literally shut her away and decided not to deal with her. And I don't know. I like the motel room. It's very Spaten.
Also, lighting wise, I like Faith. I mean, I like Buffy fighting in hell in Anne. Her dramatic workers' revolt lighting is good.
Oh yeah, that's a good call for set and lighting. Yeah, the crazy hell factory.
Well, my favorite set was the Wish Universe's version of the Bronze. It gave me the most pleasure to visit that set, and then with a special shout out, of course, to the blood-based the Blood Kegerator, which is an insane prop in the Evil Bronze. And then I guess a shout out to Angel's Lair when Joyce goes to visit for the first time, and of course the chains, another prop.
They left the chains out. Yeah.
And the Slayer Fest 98 promo set. I love that.
Is it listed here or not? Let's just do it now. We should do best prop work, which is a Trav only question, I think.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, you guys can chime in. Basically, it was either going to be Faith and that knife that she loves so much, or Giles and the handcuff joke in Bad Candy, because it's just so over the top, laugh out loud.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I guess it's true when she sees the manacles over at Angel's place. It's probably why she doesn't say anything, because she's like, she has no room to
I
talk.
got no room to talk. Yeah. That is some weird shit.
That reminds me, my wife and I were joking last night what the best gift would be for a bachelorette would be a pair of handcuffs, but everybody gives handcuffs, and then how much fun it would be for a bachelorette to open 6 pairs of handcuffs one at a time. All different levels of fuzzy or leather or whatever. Anyway,
I don't know. I like the full-on manacles,
or manacles. Yeah,
it's like Frankenstein fucking cast iron manacles.
All right, why don't we move to favorite monster as theme?
Mike already brought this up. This is a pretty easy one for me, though. Was Gingerbread, the kind of like the parents as the monster / the hallucinated ghost children thing, whatever that was. That was a great one, because that one for me was about trying to be an adult and how the road to hell is paved with good intentions. And
I think I wrote about that one also because I felt like the mob mentality of blaming the outsider is like so unfortunately perennially relevant.
Yeah.
Right? Like there's always some group we can attack as the outsider who's destroying us, whether it's teenagers or, whoever. I talked about Faith. And so here's my dumb, weird pitch of Faith as a Jungian character who's a combination of both Buffy's shadow self, which is like your basically your dark side who you can encounter in a dream, which makes a lot of sense with Faith. And it's just like everything that Buffy would repress represented, and the fact that Buffy does eventually meet her in a dream. And I was also looking at the Jungian anima and animus, and weirdly, so the animus is like the male balance to like the female, but I think Faith fits more in the animus category. She even, because they go through these levels of development, and she goes through 3 of the 4, where she starts as it's man of mere physical power, and then man of action or romance, and then man as a professor, clergyman, or orator, and then the final is man as a spiritual guide. So this is all Wikipedia because I'm not actually going to pick up a Jung book. But it's just interesting because like Buffy and to Faith does start out as just physical power, like another Slayer, and then kind of moves to the action or romance where it's the team up and the like romanticism of their friendship. The one thing that doesn't really work is clergyman or orator or professor, but like maybe the mayor kind of takes that instead. But then she does become kind of a spiritual guide right at the end. So anyway, that was just dumb shit I was thinking of. And then I also, the thing I already mentioned about like the high school is hell metaphor, finally, like this is the end of that initial premise of the show, and they ended it with a bang. So now we move on to like season 4 is like a whole new start. It's the beginning of the second part of Buffy, So.
Well, I mean, my favorite monster theme was the earshot monster. It's pretty straightforward. It's an empathy monster that gives you the ability to like truly feel and as it kind of plays out. And I like that it's too much for Buffy to really handle for a little bit, and then she still has the empathy with other students. So like, it's a power that she kind of already had that was super enhanced. I think we've talked about in season 1, for instance, John brought up like, oh, Buffy has like this fashion sense, this fashion power, and how important that is. And like, she also has an empathy power. Like she gets when something's wrong with a friend or what's going on, when earlier in the season, her relationship with Willow was damaged after she was gone. And, they kind of tried to, they did eventually like fix things back up together. And then, so she was able to identify with Jonathan and empathize without even that monster's power, but it implied that like it gave her an edge, right? Because she was able to like even spot that the monster was a thing. So I don't know, that one was, I like that one. I feel like a high school empathy monster. story is always going to work.
Trav?
Yeah. No, I agree. I'm taking a mulligan on this one because I'm talking so much.
All right. Why don't we move on then to give me your best idea for an expanded universe fan fiction or AU fan fiction, alternative universe fan fiction. I feel like this is more John's domain.
John.
I have 3 prepared.
3.
Yes. Can I? I'm going to read them all into the record,
Go for it.
if that's okay. All right. Here's my first one. First one is an AU in which Xander has a moment of weakness and chooses to run away with Anya instead of staying for graduation. They have a romantic road trip, a few magical adventures in Kansas and Minnesota, and they try to forget about Sunnydale. Ultimately, though, they realize that they have nothing in common, and they drift apart somewhere in Georgia. After 3 months on the road, Xander finally works up the courage to phone home, only to find out that Buffy and the entire gang were eaten at graduation, and he is alone.
Wow. Wait, so
He's
that's
keen.
amazing.
He's keen. He threw it away.
Yep.
It was worth it for the adventure.
Because I feel like that's what Xander probably really would have done, because he's the worst.
I think if he
okay.
hadn't lost his virginity, they'd be more likely to do that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Here's one. AU in which Joyce never had a child. She and Pat run the art gallery together. They drink schnapps and solve mysteries using Joyce's knowledge of art history and Pat's keen mathematical skills.
I love that. That's amazing.
Yeah, just no monsters necessarily even either. I mean, they could be supernatural mysteries or they could just solve art mysteries.
I just like the idea there's so much art theft in Sunnydale, California. Straight up a PI in art thefts can run a successful business. Damn it, another.
That show be called something banal like The Gallery or something like that?
I like that.
Because it's 2 gals and also
snap.
I don't know. It's not very smart.
Okay, here's my last one. This one's a little sillier. All right. The USS Sunnydale is a Nova-class starship on a 4-year mission to explore a remote region of space known as the Infernal Orifice, while under the command of Captain Rupert Giles. First Officer Summers has extreme strength thanks to illegal genetic modifications. Science Officer Lieutenant Rosenberg is shy but keen-witted. Vulcan Medical Officer Dr. Ozick is, of course, unemotional. Until, of course, he isn't. And Ensign Zand is the second ever Ferengi in Starfleet.
He's a Ferengi. Wow, it's weird.
I love that.
Cast Armin Shimmerman anywhere.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even think of that.
That's okay. It's a rough draft.
My favorite idea that I came up with there, though, is to make Oz a Vulcan. I think that I'm very proud of that, having thought of that.
That's really good, man. I didn't put nearly this much effort into. But mine ties into your first one. I said I would love to see the mayor's plan. What the mayor's plan was if it went right. Like a 60-foot snake is running the city. He keeps the mayor title and he appoints Faith deputy mayor. But for some reason, he's able to do the politics enough so that the National Guard or the military don't attack him. But he probably eats all the college kids next year.
Whoa, it's like Demon West Wing.
Yeah, and he declares Sunnydale a sanctuary city for monsters. I don't know what happens next.
I would watch that. That sounds like a political thriller.
It can really tie into at the middle of the season, Xander comes back. He's like, oh no.
All right. So my alternative universe fan fiction, it starts after Lover's Walk, and Cordelia has broken up with Xander, but Oz then breaks up with Willow, and they don't get back together. And every once in a while, as the episodes go by, we get to see Oz in the background, and he'll show up in the library every once in a while. And then, we, the viewer, can assume that it's probably a full moon. So he's still keeping in contact with Giles. And then when Helpless happens, Buffy tells Giles that she doesn't want to ever see him again. And so he quits as librarian, and then he starts drinking again. And then he spends all his time at night trying to fight vampires and demons. And then every once in a while, Buffy will run into him as he's fighting, and not much really happens. And then this is where it gets silly. I like this idea that one day he's drinking at the Bronze, and the drummer for Oz's band doesn't show up, and Oz asks Giles to play the drums in his band. And And then lo and behold, he does. And then he's fighting demons, and he's in a grunge rock band. And then they go on tour. And I'm thinking that's like a little comic miniseries when they go on tour. So
That's excellent.
But they also still have to fight demons.
because
Right? Well,
Giles is like such a rocker, right? Like he belongs in a band.
He could stake him with his drumsticks.
Yeah.
Well, my alternate universe is breaking off from where I initially thought the show was going to go, which it didn't. But from Helpless is a good episode for that because it's when the Watcher Council tries to intervene to F with Buffy. And of course, their plan would be fully revealed that they're, of course, trying to suppress the Slayers because the Slayers themselves are too dangerous for this world, especially since she's... and so they try to kill them all before they're 18 because it's just this never-ending cycle of a problem in the universe that they've figured out how to solve. And, Giles, that's why they send Wesley, because he's the most impotent, human that could barely, contain, just waste her time. Just waste her time, basically, just in the way that high school also wastes her time. So if from Helpless, she decides to turn against the Watcher Council. So she goes AWOL. Giles is in an unfortunate state where he has to maybe pursue her. And ultimately they end up joining forces. They go to England. There's a Watcher's retreat going on. They use some of the powers like the crazy glove that Gwendolyn has, and they hunt down and kill the Watcher Council during a retreat. And so we'd see, the Watcher evil plans, Buffy and Giles kind of sneaking into whatever their facility is, their lair, and destroying the Watcher Council and probably blowing up the castle fortress that the Watcher Council meets in. Of course, they'd have demon connections to be revealed. Angel would probably show up to help out.
Definitely.
I don't know how he would get to England with them, but he would just show up. He'd of course, babe, I was here all along. Whatever the story is.
Can there be one point where they the Watchers are about to get her, and then her team shows up and they yell retreat because they're at a
What if Amy gets de-ratified and they turn the Watchers Council into rats instead of blatant murder?
That can happen for a group of them, but I need to see some murders.
You need some bloodshed. Okay, some bloodshed for sure. Some get turned into rats because they're a bunch of dirty rats.
That makes sense.
It'd be really funny if Amy turns them into rats, and then everyone's like, "Oh, they're cute rats," and then someone has a suitcase, and they undo the suitcase, and then these terriers jump out of the suitcase because terriers hunt down and kill rats. So it's really super primal and brutal. It's oh no, they're not getting away because they're rats. We're just we're going to be hunted by the rat's natural predator, aka the terrier. That's brutal.
That's like the Dr. Fate comics back in the Golden Age. He would never kill anyone outright. He would transform them into something and then destroy that something. It's it's not actually murder if there's some sort of level of transformation. You got turned into wood and then you got put through this thresher,
What?
That's weird.
I'm
I'm going to turn you into a pen and then use all the ink.
Yeah. And as that last drop spilled.
Dude, that's super fucked up. That's awesome. I love the idea. Turn someone into wood, throw them in the fire. That's such a simpler way of dealing with it.
Yeah.
But my complaint with the show is that they totally set up the Watcher Council they're the bad guys in this season. And then they turned it into the mayor. And it felt like it was going to be the Watcher villains. And maybe it's still, I still think it will be in season 4. The Watcher Council is totally an evil force in this show. So I'm excited to for that to happen. But anyway.
Yeah, I think the Watchers Council and the mayor, though, both function in the same way, where it's Buffy's main villain, this main overall large villain, not Faith, is bad authority, abuse of authority figures. So the Watchers Council and the mayor both function in the same way, right? And the mayor is in town and the Watchers Council's in England. All right. Trav, do you want to explain what this next one is? Biggest miss? Biggest.
Oh yeah, it was a biggest thing that you wished had happened. Mike wished Elijah could do. Mike wished that Faith's character was killed.
Yep, that's my miss. Biggest.
The biggest miss. Okay, so my biggest miss.
I wrote so cool.
Yeah. So my biggest miss was I just don't think Oz and Willow should have gotten back together. They get back together. To me, that's a miss. That's a total miss.
You can't forgive the infidelity.
Yeah, it was just Yeah, I don't know. It's thanks.
Wait,
thanks,
why? Explain. Say more. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I understand why.
I've had enough bar conversations with Travis. I know how he feels about infidelity.
It
He's
just
against it.
just all of it, like none of it really makes sense. Like the whole plot behind why Willow and Xander, were all hot and heavy. It was just like pure hormones, except that doesn't make any sense knowing the characters of knowing Willow's character. Like just kind of none of the setup made sense. And then just the idea that Oz is literally perfect, that also doesn't make sense. Although everything that's about Oz makes that believable because he is just so perfect. But it kind of just hinders Willow's character because she gets a do-over and her character kind of stalls out a little bit. Sure, it's like slowly over time she becomes more independent from Buffy. When Buffy kind of makes her really sad and kind of betrayed in Bad Girls. But at that point, if things would not go back to normal, like Willow would start to really mature even faster during this season. I think her character would make even bigger strides. Like getting that do-over and her focusing on the do-over, on just getting Oz back, she doesn't focus on other things.
So you're saying, okay, let me see if I get this right. It's not that you think that it's unrealistic because like forgiveness is real and people do forgive each other in real life. It's not that you're saying it's unrealistic. It's more that you're saying that like the Willow character could have gone further if they hadn't just mashed the reset button on her, basically.
Yeah, that's a big part of it. I mean, I still think the whole setup's kind of unrealistic, but definitely the Willow character would go
I think people
way
do
more interesting.
Forgive each other.
Well, forgive, but get it back. Yeah, get back. And
I disagree also because especially in the last third of the season, Oz and Willow have such a great relationship that's so engaging.
Yeah,
and does feel really healthy, especially compared to the Angel Buffy relationship. But like part of that is like they were forced to like really assess their relationship and forced to be really honest with each other, which you don't necessarily get if you don't get like a rock bottom to the relationship first.
Yeah, I agree with you, Dennis. My biggest miss was actually going to be that we didn't get more Oz and Willow because I have so much affection for them. I don't really think I want more of them because I don't know that it makes good storytelling to just have like an emotionally healthy relationship on screen.
Right.
It's just not good television.
It's such a good counterpoint to the bad relationships on screen.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. To me, it's tough because Oz has like no emotion. Like I understand you guys say it's a really healthy relationship, but when I don't even know what that relationship's about. He just makes like wry comments that are one word, and it's like, is that really? I mean, I just don't know anyone in life that has ever been like us.
He's just a cool dude.
He just makes one word statements. I
mean,
I
there's more
guess that's a
depth.
relationship. I guess
Therefore Buffy is, man.
I think you're right, Travis, in that as much as
it's nothing.
There's not a lot to Oz, and that like one of the reasons we like him is because he kind of
he's a generic good dude.
I agree with you that I think one of the reasons I like him is because I can project ideals onto him because he's kind of a blank canvas, right? I think that's probably true.
The best thing he says is nothing he even says. The best thing he ever did in that whole season was he goes over to the vase and throws it on the ground.
That's an amazing scene.
Yeah. He doesn't say anything.
Yeah, but that the whole reason that throwing the vase is a powerful statement is because we know that he's so reserved normally. It's like somebody who never swears and then they finally do, to stop and take them seriously.
Yeah, no, I get the concept. Like that's why it has emotional impact. But like when you say out of a whole season of 22 episodes of 42 minutes each episode, the most impressive thing someone did was throw a vase on the ground. You're scraping that barrel, my friend.
I love Oz. You're not going to talk me out of it.
I mean, that's kind of the fun thing about the books. Is this book, Paleo, spends a little bit more time with Oz that you don't normally. And that's kind of why I was attracted to it, because I saw Oz on the cover and I was like, oh, an Oz story. And it is. It's about dingoes kind of making it,
Nice.
Anyway, I'll do a separate review of that.
I just want to say, if you guys want more Seth Green, I've been plowing through the current Ninja Turtles series on Nickelodeon, and he voices Leonardo, and it's really, really good.
Wait, is Leonardo like Oz?
No, but it's still Seth Green. No, his Leonardo is like Leonardo, basically. But
okay,
it's a weird recommendation. But if you like monsters, if you like weird, like they do a full arc where they go to Japan and meet Usagi. It's really cool. Anyway,
Usagi Yojimbo.
Yeah. So my biggest miss is that they didn't show the scene where Buffy and Faith kiss, because you know that they at least did that, if nothing else. Uh, and not a lot of Oz as a werewolf, I wrote, even though
Yeah.
like they never really do his werewolf stuff very great. It's a hard monster to do on TV, but he didn't transform a lot this season. All right. So I had the demon Luconus by far as the worst monster effect. They were very clearly trying to try out their CG with that they would later use for the mayor. Not that the mayor's great, but he's at least well designed. Like they at least put a little more time into his like design than they did Luconus. I'll say the first is not great. And a special shout out to the Scabby Demon's blood. All right, why don't we dive then into predictions? And I know there's a lot of big predictions.
Okay. So I'd like to say that at the moment, after going through all the various episodes, Mike is at a perfect 2/3. He's at a 66.6 repeating accuracy, which, is a D, but still a passing grade.
I don't think we should use American grading systems, but
but what we haven't done is Mike made a lot of predictions that were, sort of pegged to season 3. And I want to make sure that we go through all of those. There's quite a few of them. So I'm going to go through them, hopefully kind of quickly. So in season 2, episode 17, Mike predicted there is a special school for watchers that we will see in season 3. That did not happen. We didn't see the Watcher School, though we heard about it.
Well, we know that season 3 should just be longer.
Okay. Mike predicted in season 2, episode 22, that Buffy and Spike will get together in season 3. That did not happen. So that is denied.
I want to revise that prediction to make it season 4, but I guess I'll get my season 4 things.
Okay. Mike predicted in season 3, episode 1, that Whistler will appear in season 3. That did not happen. Got no Whistler.
I'm frustrated about that because the way Whistler appeared, it seemed like he was an important character. No throwaway.
I wonder why they didn't put more Whistler in.
It looked like he was going to be Angel's mentor in a time when he needed one so badly. He'd been in hell for years. I thought this mentor would appear.
Mike predicted in season 3, episode 1, that the big bad for season 3 will be connected to Whistler. That did not happen, at least as far as we know. Okay, this one is more iffy, and I feel like Mike said in season 3, episode 2, something supernatural is causing Buffy's dreams of Angel to happen. Do we feel that was supernatural? I mean, I guess it probably was, but we never got it. Like, the show doesn't state it directly one way or the other. Travis, you're nodding. I'm assuming that means you think this prediction is confirmed?
Yeah, it was definitely supernatural.
Okay, Dennis, what do you say?
Well, Buffy's prophetic dreams are never really given a specific source, but I think it's just one of her Slayer powers. So I think we can interpret her dreams as being prophecy that Angel will return.
Okay.
So
we can go ahead and confirm that?
Yeah.
All right, that's confirmed. Okay. In season 3, episode 4, Mike predicted that we will learn what happened to Angel in hell in season 3. That didn't happen, did it?
No. They never go into specifics or anything. I assume he just got tortured.
Okay, so that one's denied. Mike predicted this one I wish would have happened. This is a good missed opportunity. Mike predicted season 3, episode 4, that the library cage will be upgraded in season 3. Should have happened. It didn't. Okay. Season 3, episode 6, Mike predicted that Zandelia will break up and get back together in season 3. They did not get back together, so that is denied. Okay, Mike predicted in season 3, episode 7, that the Watchers Council will apologize in season 3 for not warning about Gwendolyn Price. That did not happen. No Watcher apologies of any kind, I don't think. Okay, season 3, episode 8, Mike predicted that Spike will return in season 3. So he had already returned, but after season 3, episode 8, he did not come back. So that's denied. Okay. Season 3, episode 10, Mike predicted that Giles will not initiate any kisses in season 3. That is confirmed, I believe. There are no kisses after that point that were initiated by Giles or received by Giles. No smoochies for Giles. Season 3, episode 11. Mike predicted that Amy will become human and have a scandalous reveal in season 3. That is denied. That did not happen. She's still a rat. Season 3,
Rats.
episode 12, though, Mike did predict that Amy will be a rat for the rest of season 3. So he went back on that one. So he split his bet there. Okay. Season 3, episode 12, Mike predicted that Giles will be reinstated as a watcher in season 3. That did not happen. He is not reinstated as a watcher. Season 3, episode 13, Mike predicted that the Chevy Bel Air will be totaled in season 3. The Chevy Bel Air did not make a comeback of any kind.
No one cared about the Bel Air.
So that's denied.
That's just Xander miniverse. You know what? I bet it's in these damn books I'm reading. It's going to be the Xander Chronicles.
So, okay, that is all of Mike's specific season 3 predictions.
Can I just state here though, if I can find in these books solutions that like fix some of these season 3 things,
Yes.
can I get points?
Okay, so there's 2 questions there in my mind. The first question is, do we want to count things that were predictions if they are confirmed in a book? I'm going to go ahead and say yes, but I think I'm going to work out like a system where we have kind of a separate score for that, where it's like, you know, you get this many points, but with bonuses, you get this many points.
Okay, I like that because I feel like he definitely needs the bonuses. He needs to be rewarded for reading these books.
Mm-hmm. He does.
It's an impressive feat.
Yeah.
I need points toward a big pizza party, you know?
Yeah. Book it, Mike. Book it. Okay. And then the second question though is if there's a prediction that says in season 3 and that prediction is confirmed in a book and but the book takes place kind of during season 3, do we count that as part of season 3?
Yeah, if you're already counting it as a bonus, then yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Fair enough. Okay. What if it happens in the summer, like between seasons?
Oh my
God. Season 4 starts when season 4 starts. If it occurs before season 4 starts, it's season 3.
Okay. I like that. That's very common sense approach, Travis. Thank you. Thank you for shutting me up. Okay. So that's all the predictions so far. Mike, that puts your score currently. You are at a 60.8. You are just skirting an F.
Whoa, dude.
D-.
Well, that's cool. I'm going to get it all back, guys. I'm going to make twice as many predictions in season 4. And they're all going to come through.
God. I would like to point out that there are still 86 open predictions. So
that are not tied to
there's a lot, not the majority, but there's almost half the predictions have not even been addressed yet.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is now the time for Mike to throw out some specific to what's going to happen in season 4 predictions?
Yeah, I'd like to hear some general season 4 predictions.
Okay, well, I got those. Okay, so Xander is going to find a way to go to college with Buffy and Willow. Xander is going to have a relationship with Anya in season 4 at college. I don't know why Anya's going to college yet, but that's gonna be his first serious relationship in college. This is a general prediction. Ethan Rain will return in season 4. There will be an Ethan Rain episode. It will rain down Ethan Rain in season 4. Rain will return. Giles is going to get a job at the college. He's going to transfer somehow. He's going to get a new job at the college.
Mr. Feeney style.
They need to find a new hideout. It's going to be not at the college. I don't know where the new hideout is yet, but I think it's going to be like a cool dorm or something. A cool dorm. That sounds like it's at the college. Anyway, they're going to find.
So, yeah, what are you saying? We saying
they need
not
a
on
hideout. I don't know what their new hideout's going to be. It's not going to be a library though. I feel like
An off-campus hideout.
They have an off-campus hideout. They have to.
Okay, but it's off campus.
And it's not the Bronze. I'm being
That would
vague.
be weird.
Buffy's going to go to LA to stop Faith in season 4 from doing something evil. Buffy's going to have a dream about Angel in season 4.
Hold on, does that mean Faith wakes up out of her coma?
Yeah, Faith's going to get out of her coma and go to LA. Okay, Faith will wake up her coma in season 4. Faith's going to go to LA in season 4.
How do you what's prompting that prediction?
Because I don't want Faith hanging around in the Buffy universe. She's going to go to the Angel universe.
Okay.
Get out of here, Faith.
Buffy basically killed her. I feel like Faith has to go with her tail between her legs to LA to be on Angel. Once again, the Watcher Council will be the big bad in season 4. The Watcher Council will be the villain in season 4. The main villain.
You can't say once again. You have to say for the first time.
Right. The Watcher Council will be the main villain. Wesley is going to return in season 4 from England, and he will have left the Watcher Council. Wesley will try to sleep with Cordelia again in season 4, though it may take place on Angel since she's going to be in LA. I don't know if it's like we never see Cordy again because she's on Angel now, or how it's going to happen. Because I know Cordelia is going to go to LA and eventually end up on Angel somehow. And I know Angel's going to open a detective agency. I don't think that should be a prediction. I feel like I know that just from the world.
If you want to just load up your points, you can do that.
Okay, Angel's going to start a detective agency.
So are we going to count predictions if they technically come true on Angel? I'm assuming yes.
Yeah. We discussed that before. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Spike and Buffy are going to hook up in season 4. Buffy's going to have a one-off with a student who is not a monster in season 4.
What do you mean a one-off?
Like a fling. She's going to have a date. She's going to date a guy, a human man.
Okay.
Who's
All right.
not a monster in season 4.
But like, what do you mean a one-off?
Like it's not going to last very long. It's not going to. It's going to last
It's like one episode.
One to
one
two
episode.
episodes. I mean,
1 to 2 episodes. Okay.
Like a one-night stand is a one-off. I feel like you're doing something with language that's unnecessary, John.
I've just never heard anybody use the phrase one-off to describe a sexual relationship before. Never heard that before.
Pump it and dump it.
Oh, well, now you're speaking my language.
Oz and Willow are going to break up in season 4. Xander and Anya are going to hook up. I mean, I guess I already said a Xander Anya thing. Buffy is not going to study law enforcement in college. I know there were predictions around her getting into law enforcement, at least from the school aptitude test. She's not going to study law enforcement.
Do you have any predictions about her eventual major or anything?
Oh, fuck. What? She's going to get a bullshit major. I don't know what it is, though. Because, like, I actually think Buffy's going to drop out of college. She's not going to graduate. But only because people laughed when I made a prediction that season 7 would end with college graduation. So I'm pretty sure they're going to drop out. College will become less important than saving the world. And so it'll be easy to quit, is my guess. So no one's going to graduate from college.
No one will graduate from college.
None of the Scooby Gang is getting a diploma.
I feel like that's like
You have one prediction that's everybody graduates.
it's like that's a twist. It's like,
All right.
don't be so extreme, bro.
Wait, none of the Scooby Gang will get a college diploma. Is that
Buffy's not going to get a diploma?
Buffy will not get a
Buffy's
college
not gonna get a
diploma?
What's Willow gonna be? What's her major?
They don't have a magic major, right? Like it's still normal world. Even though magic exists.
Chemistry major. She could be a chemistry major.
She's going to do computer science with Oz. They're going to do computer science together. Or library science. Oh, she's going to study library science.
I'm not trolling you, I promise. I was just trying to get a Willow prediction. That's funny. That's funny.
That's like a ton.
Okay, great.
That is a lot of predictions.
The Watcher Council is going to try to kill Angel.
Who's going to try to kill Angel?
The Watcher Council.
Ooh.
They're not going to succeed.
You don't think they're going to dust Angel in the first season of his new show?
No, I think he's going to be just fine.
It would be funny if, like, for seasons 2 through 5 of Angel, it's like his ghost.
He's just giving them advice.
Yeah.
So that is it for the scripted portion of our podcast. But we are going to do some unscripted, some perhaps you could call them Mad Libs. Some Buffy Mad Libs, courtesy of Mike. And where'd you find them?
Oh, I got these at Powell's. It's just a bookstore. I was just walking around looking for comics or whatever, and I saw Buffy's face, and I was drawn to it. And I guess there's a Mad Libs section at Powell's anyway.
So wait, is this like a new product or is this used? Is this like from the used bookstore?
No, it's a brand new copy of Mad Libs. There's no done stories already. That'd be fantastic. Right. We're gonna have to do them ourselves.
But I guess my question is more like, did somebody resell this, or has this just been sitting on the shelves for 20 years?
No, it's from 2016.
Oh, whoa. Okay. Is there spoilers in it? Be careful.
I don't know. We'll find out. I mean, it depends what adjective part of body you choose. The story we're going to be doing is called My Demonic Dalliances by Xander. So I'm going to just, you know how Mad Libs works. I have a bunch of adjectives and stuff, and I'll fill them in and I'll do the story.
Mike's like, I need a noun, and I'm going to be like, Whistler. I'm like, oh no, it's a spoiler.
Okay. Start. First one is part of the body. What's a part of the body in a Demonic Dalliances story by Xander?
Horn.
An adjective.
Rotting.
Okay, a noun.
The Books of Ascension.
Travis, adjective.
Slimy.
Slimy. Dennis, verb ending in ing.
Running.
John, part of the body.
Heart.
Travis, letter of the alphabet.
B.
Dennis, adjective.
Smelly.
Okay, John, noun. He's so
Sorry.
silly.
Sorry.
There's no way
I'm suddenly very put on the spot. I know how Mad Libs works. Okay.
There's no winning in Mad Libs.
It's also weird. This is the first time I've done Mad Libs in like, I don't know, 25 years or something.
Seriously. It's, the Box of Gavrok.
Box of Gavrok. Okay, Travis, a plural noun.
Slayers.
Okay, Dennis, a number.
13.
John, an adjective.
Squishy.
Travis, a noun, and that's the last one.
Council.
Council. Okay.
Are we doing this right by filling it up with Buffy words? Is it going to just read like a regular Buffy story?
Maybe. We'll see. When it comes to matters of the horn, I kind of have a type. Pretty. Finds my personality more charming than rotting. Oh, and their souls tend to lean a smidge to a lot demon. First, there was the substitute Books of Ascension, who invited me over to her house for some extracurricular activities. Naturally, I thought my Xander gets seduced by a smoking, slimy teacher fantasy was miraculously coming true. Turns out she was a giant running mantis whose idea of romance was to bite a virgin's heart off during mating. Not exactly the way I wanted to lose my B card. Then there was the smelly exchange student / Incan mummy Box of Gavrok I fell hard for. Didn't realize she had to murder slayers daily to stay young. That relationship turned into dust, literally, when Buffy smashed her 1,300-year-old bones to pieces. And of course, there was Anya, a vengeance demon, who came to Squishy Dale to punish me, and ended up being the counsel of my life. Demonic Dalliances by Xander. What a beautiful story. So it does seem spoilery up to season 3. So perfect length of time. There shouldn't be Mad Libs of college shows anyway. It should be all high school.
All right. Well, I think that is the episode. I'm going to be gone for the next 2 weeks. I'm going to be in Japan. So you guys can do the first 2 episodes of season 4 without me. I hope you guys enjoyed season 3. It was 400 episodes. We made it. I have been Dennis St. John. You can find me online. You can buy my comics, Land of Many Monsters, DennisComics.com, etc.
Cool. And I'm Michael Poley. You can find me at Michael Poley. I'm going to be representing Buffy Virgin at WhedonCon, May 18th through the 20th. There's going to be a Buffy podcasters panel, and I'll be on there with several other Buffy podcasters, and that should be wonderful. I don't listen to their podcasts unless they're spoiler free, so I haven't listened to any of their podcasts yet, but I will after John checks them all out. So that's been great.
All right, I think that's it. Make sure to like, subscribe, give us reviews. We love you. We'll see you next week. See you now.